Hi, my name's ElvinHamilton with Family Fun Tips, and I'm here today to bring you some tips on a piece of wood that I found. And actually, they have several pieces. It's with a company called Johnson Plastics. I've dealt with them for years, and it wasn't until recently that I found out they had laser items that you could use with the laser. That comes in really handy because a friend of mine was wanting me to do a project for him to make like Christmas ornaments, and he wanted it made out of certain kinds of wood. And so he brought me a piece of cherry. Well, apparently cherry is a very hard wood because I tried to cut it because we were cutting out the ornaments and engraving the ornaments. And the problem was it was so hard of a wood that even with me cleaning the lens, focusing the lens, and setting it at 100%, I still could not get it to burn where it was a clean burn and it would burn all the way through first, second time and not cause like a burnt edging on everything. And it finally did cut through, but whenever it did, it was like this burn mark all the way around the wood. So in order to try to fix that issue, we call Johnson Plastic, and they happen to have wood that it's called Rowmark hardwood. And the wood is very nice. It comes in mahogany, it comes in cedar, it comes in walnut, it comes in all kinds of different shadings to match that type of wood. Earlier today, this is the mahogany. That's what the mahogany looks like. You can see the ornament that I cut out, and I'll even show you that ornament in a minute. Then they also have cedar, which is this here, and you can see these are sample pieces. It even has a knot on the back here, which you may not want, but that just goes to show you what it looks like. And they let me see what else I have here to show you. Here's a walnut. There's a walnut piece. The grain, I mean, it looks really, really good. And what it is, and it looks like it's kind of like a pressed type of a wood. So it has like a veneer on top and bottom, and then it has some kind of a centerpiece, which makes it very easy to cut. And once it cuts, it burns those edges to where you really don't see that anyway. So it looks like a regular piece of wood, and it looks nice. And I'll show you the ornament that we cut out earlier. It also comes in different colors as well. And here's one of the colors here. Um, this is kind of a gray. It's called dovetail, and it's kind of a gray color, as you can see. If you hear a noise in the background, just side note, that's my air pump for my laser because I do want to show you cutting it out. So what I do is I take the piece of wood. Now, like I said, these are sample pieces. They come in bigger sheets. And I get the engraving tape and I put it across there like this. And I stick it down good. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's this tape here. It's like a big, huge roll of masking tape. And basically, I guess that's what it is. It's masking tape. It doesn't stick on there to where it leaves a residue or anything, but it sticks enough to where it protects the wood. So as it's cutting, I seem to get a better cut whenever I do this. Maybe not a better cut, but a better engraving whenever I use this. And you'll see like if you do, and I'll show you, if you have like zeros or anything where some of this could be left behind, what I do is I take some Gorilla Tape and I put it on there and I pull it off. Gorilla Tape seems to be really good. I've tried regular masking tape. It works okay. Not masking tape, but this duct tape. I've tried it. It works okay, but it still doesn't work as good as Gorilla Glue does, or the Gorilla Tape, this kind of stuff. That stuff's really sticky and it just does a great job. So, but that's my suggestion. Do that and get some Gorilla Tape. You can put it on there, peel it right off, and just a couple of times you got all the pieces off. I love this stuff. I got to tell you, this is fantastic. This is almost a lifesaver because the other stuff, I had such a problem. It never did look good whenever you cut it, and the customer is never happy with it. And here's the piece that I did earlier. Now this is mahogany piece, and it says mahogany on the back. So we did the front, and here's the front. This is what it looks like. And you can see what a clean cut. There's no like singe marks around the edges. And you probably can't tell how deep that is, but at just 12.5% power, it really burnt that in deep. Now this may be looking in reverse to you. I'm not really sure it does to me, but um, it's for a 60-year Mayberry anniversary Andy Griffith show. And so that's what we were doing. But we were trying to get this color wood and get that kind of engraving, but we just could not cut. And you can see how thick it is. I believe it's an 1/8 inch thick. That's not, I mean, it's good enough for an ornament. This is not going to break off. It's pretty sturdy. You'd really have to step on that or something in order to snap that off. But the client saw this and he just loved it. So this is what we're going to go with. They just are perfect for this kind of work. So I want to show you it cutting, show you how easy it is, and we'll take it and peel it off, and I'll show you how clean it cut. So we'll go on over here to the laser, get you down here. Again, I'm using a 40-watt Chinese laser. It's not like your best laser out there. It's an economical laser. Probably paid around $350 for it. But then I had to do a lot of upgrades. I had to replace the motherboard, put in a camera, put in an air assist on it. It doesn't have autofocus, so you have to focus it before you start burning with it. But for the money, it's not bad, and it does what I want it to. Then I have to buy some software to go along with it, which is Lightburn software, and that it's a very economical software, and it works very well. So that's just kind of a side note, let you know what I'm using. Again, if you have a 50 or 60 watt laser, your speed and time is going to be a lot different than what is on this 40 watt. So I'm going to go ahead and take a snapshot of the bed, make sure I get the ornament lined up where I want it. And then I will do the engraving first. Now again, the engraving I'm doing on a 40 watt laser, the power is at 10% and the speed is at 45.0. So I want to go ahead and frame this. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to engrave it. Now you can see, I don't know if you can see it, but on the paper you can actually see the burn where the laser is burning. That would have been on the wood. That's why I go ahead and use the paper, because the paper is getting that burn instead of what the wood is. I could probably go even lower than 10% power, even speed it up to maybe 60 on the power or on the speed. But I'm trying to cut through this masking tape as well. So this may be a good power and speed for the 40 watt. Again, I'm engraving this type of wood at 10% power and speed of 45. Now you'll have to test it out on your laser to see what the power and the speed would be. But for the Chinese laser, this is what I'm seeing. Now, the other one was cut at 12.5 for the power. I left the speed the same. So the power is a little bit more. This is a little bit less because I didn't want it to burn quite as deep. So we're going to do the engraving first. And I'm seeing now, the biggest part is where it's doing the thicker letters or the numbers. It's even now, it's even burning it fairly deep. So that gives you a good idea of this wood. If this is the actual type of wood, then I probably would have had turn up the power a little bit more. We're just about done here with the engraving. Now we'll go ahead and we're going to cut it out. Now, I'm cutting this at 80% power, and the speed is 15. Now, I run this through twice, and I don't think I really have to. I think it probably cut it once at that, but I go ahead and do it. It doesn't, especially on a small piece like this, it doesn't take very long. And yeah, I'll show you what I mean. Now again, the main reason for the paper, if you can see the paper down here, how it has like a brown, smoky look going around it, that would be on the piece of wood if I didn't use this tape. So I did that twice. Like I said, I don't think I really needed to. And you see it just lifts right out, which is what you want. You don't want to have to be forcing anything. And then I will get a piece of my tape here. And we'll lay it across here. Now what I do is I lay it all the way across where my engraving is, like this. And then I'll peel it up. As you can see, it takes that off. Now I took the entire thing off, and that looks gorgeous. Doesn't that look nice? Look at the engraving. Look how clear, look how sharp that is. Look at the edges. The edges look nice and clean. Look at the sides. See how they're burnt nice? So it looks like a natural piece of wood. That's I just love this. This stuff is great. Even at 10%, I'm looking at the engraving of the 60. And again, I don't know if you can see that. I'm not sure if my camera will focus, but on the 60 here, even at 10%, it's pretty deep. I could probably even go 7% and get a good cut on it. That just goes to show you how easy this is to cut. And it looks nice too. I'm going to be using this stuff from now on. This is my go-to wood that I'm going to use. So, zoom back a little bit here. So that's my go-to piece of wood that I would use. If I would suggest using it. Again, it's Johnson Plastic. You can go on to their website, just in Google search, type in Johnson Plastic, and then type in Rowmark hardwood, and it'll come up with all their hardwoods. They also have different colors of woods that you can use. So they got grays and yellows, and I got a few samples here. I showed you the gray already. Here's this is called Sunflower. And that's the same type of wood, and that's called Sunflower, and it's the same color on both sides. This one is called Blue Jay. So if you need a blue piece of wood, there's your blue wood. Again, it's colored on both sides. This won't come off. It's dyed in there really good. And so if you need different colors, so like this client that I'm working with now, these ornaments that we do, we may offer them in blue, we may offer them in yellow. Just, you know, there's just a number of things you can do with this wood. It cuts so smooth and so nice. I'm just so impressed with this wood, and I'm so thankful I found it, because it really makes life a lot easier. It saves on my laser tube. It doesn't take as much to cut as what regular wood does. You don't get the smell like you do from regular wood. I know with that cherry I was cutting, it smoke was going everywhere. You saw there was hardly any smoke from this at all. So just for safety reasons, it's good for that as well. So I would recommend this, and I hope that you guys enjoy that. We're going to be making some other videos of some of their other products that's used for laser. One of them, I can show you one now because it's sitting right here. And this is a leatherette keychain. So it's kind of like, it feels like leather, and these come in different colors. They come in like a dark brown and a black. And now the black, I've actually engraved the black, and whenever you engrave it, it looks silver, which is pretty cool. I've done a little bit, and I'm telling you, on my 40-watt laser, I turn it down to 1% at like a speed of 60. And at that speed and 1%, you're hardly using any laser at all. And it just makes it look real nice and black. It comes out real sharp and clear. So you can imagine it probably wouldn't take long to do this at 1% power and a speed of 60. It goes pretty quick. So we'll be doing that in one of our next videos. I'm going to be showing a bunch of different Johnson products over the next several months, and hopefully that will help you out. If you have any questions, you can message me or email me. Let me know what you think, and I hope you enjoyed this. We'll be talking to you again soon. Again, my name's ElvinHamilton with Family Fun Tips, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.